Romans chapter 1, verse 16, that I am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Some years ago, there was a great wrestler. He won 2 years in a row without being defeated at Division I college. His name was Ben Askren. He would go on to fight as a prize cage fighter. He'd go to Bellator. He'd win the 185-pound belt. And, man, he was celebrated 170-pound. He'd go to one championship overseas in Asia. He'd win that championship. He was a real likable guy. He talked a lot of trash. Had one of those big, fluffy clown haircuts with the curly hair. And Ben Askren, man, he was a funny guy. Always talking up his opponents. And man, he would celebrate a little bit. Had some kids. A wonderful wife. It just seemed like he loved the sport of MMA. When he came to the UFC, they put him in a big fight against a guy who had been making some now. His name's George Masvidal, game bred. And they started talking trash back and forth, really mean about each other, what they were going to do to each other. And when the bell rang, Ben Askren went for a takedown, and George Masvidal threw a flying knee and caught him right in the head, knocked him out cold before he hit the ground. And then he got on top of him and punched him twice, real hard in the face. Afterward, they said to George Masvidal, was that necessary? He had the greatest line. Super necessary. It was not necessary at all. Anyway, and so he kept talking about how good he was. And there was another guy that came along. He's the guy that knocked out Mike Tyson. Jake Paul. Some of you guys might remember that guy. He was on a kid's show and then became a boxer and YouTube sensation. And he started calling out athletes that he could box and beat up. So he beat up NBA player Nate Robinson. He beat up some washed up football players. And then he started saying, hey, if I fight some UFC guys, I'm a pretty good boxer. I can beat up some of them. Anderson Silva, when he was like 55 years old, came out of retirement to fight. He's fighting Mike Tyson at 88 years old, or however old Mike Tyson is. And he called out Ben Askren. Hey, let's make some money. Let's do this fight. So they're talking back and forth about the fight. And I thought Ben Askren was going to win, man. He's a UFC guy. He's an MMA champion. But he got out there, and, man, he got pummeled. He lost pretty bad. Well, time goes by, and Ben ends up retiring from MMA, running gyms, running coaches. And not long ago, guy never smoked, didn't just lived pretty good life, good athlete. He got a little bit of infection, one of those staph infections. And then it crept into his blood and went septic. And then it went into his lungs. And then he went into a coma. Big, strong UFC fighter, champion, goes to the hospital in a coma, loses 60 pounds. And there he is on life support, having a machine breathe for him. He needs a double lung replacement. And his insurance won't cover it. Good thing we got insurance. Yeah. So the community, the wrestlers, the fighters, they start talking, hey, can we raise some money for that guy? And I saw George Masvidal put up a video saying, hey, I know we're enemies in the gym, in the ring, but you got a family, man. I'm praying for you. Hey, everybody, let's chip in, let's donate. I mean, he's trying to raise $2 million, something astronomical for I'd love to see the itemized sheet of how these guys come up with these numbers. And then you know who chipped in $500,000+? Jake Paul. The guy that talked all that trash, the guy that was his enemy in the ring, stands up and says, hey, that's just a game. I don't want to see your kids lose a dad. I don't want to see your wife a widow. Hey, for real, in real life, let's put all that aside. Somebody's really dying. Somebody's really suffering. And he got that double lung surgery. Now there's videos of him beginning to recover. And what a change. We used to be enemies. We used to be at each other's throat. But something is real. I want to help you. Us and God used to be enemies. And now he wants to help us. And it's because God would send his son Jesus to die as a man on that cross. To be buried, to be raised from the dead. Let me invite the worship team as we prepare our hearts for communion. Let me pray for you this morning.